Dude, my computer has a mind of its own. Every single night when I go to bed, something in my computer just randomly resets itself. My camera, my DPI on my mouse, my default input and output sound settings, it's something different every day. Well, today I got on not thinking my microphone would be any different and recorded all my fan mail to find out that my microphone was set to default settings. Meaning it sounded like I was talking through an Xbox mic that you got off eBay for your Xbox 360 when you were like 10. It was terrible. I don't know why my computer does this. It's like it's possessed by something. Either way, I'll find a way to put in whatever I got from the fan mail. It wasn't a lot this week anyway, but I'll put it in at the end of the video. But on the plus side, I am going to SmackDown tonight, so I have something to look forward to. 10 retweets and I'll charge the ring. Alright, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. I don't know why this fucking camera's messed up too. Was someone in my house? Anyway, today's video is going to be just a little bit goofy. We're going to have fun today. We're going to be playing this or that, except a little bit of a twist added to it. It's going to be picking between who's winning in a fantasy make-believe fist fight. At the end of the video, if you guys want to stick around, I'll show off what I got in fan mail. Like I said, not a ton of stuff, but still got some cool things. And also, guys, don't be afraid to head over to gfuel.com and use code WyattzWorld to save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. Alright, so before we get on to the list here, what's going to be happening is I'm going to be giving you the participants, the reason why they're fighting, where they are, and who I think would win the fight. I mean, come on, there's got to be some sort of context, right? However, the first fight I saw on here, because I always ask these questions on Twitter, somebody actually posted in my YouTube comments yesterday, and I thought it was really good. 76ers Sam says, random question, who wins in a boxing match between Derrick Henry and DK Metcalf? So obviously the context is they're in a boxing match. We're just going to say it's like a celebrity charity boxing match. But if they were to go at it, I'm not going to lie, I think DK Metcalf's going to win that one. Derrick Henry would definitely punch harder, but DK's got the reach, and I think DK would be a little bit quicker. Be like Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson, power versus speed. I'm guessing it would go till about round 8 or 9, and then we'd see Derrick Henry start to get gassed out, and that's when DK would just start throwing hands at a ridiculous rate. One of those thunder cookies would connect and Derrick Henry would fall. DK Metcalf's winning that boxing match 10 out of 10 times. Alright, up next we have Aaron Donald versus The Rock. I'm not really sure why these two would be fighting. We're just going to assume they're at a bar and some drinks are involved. But that would also mean this is a bar brawl. Not that it would really change anything. Anything outside of WWE, Aaron Donald is going to beat the living shit out of The Rock. Okay, people look at The Rock like, you know, he's some sort of Hulk because he is, but he's 50. Aaron Donald is 30 and in the prime of his career, in the best shape of his life. He might be like 3 or 4 inches shorter than The Rock, but those two got into a drunken bar brawl. Aaron Donald is going to tie him in a knot. Other than maybe Tyson Fury, I don't know if there's a single human being on planet Earth who could take one punch just straight clean to the jaw from Aaron Donald. That would be enough to knock out or kill anybody or any animal or any living creature. Like, don't get me wrong, The Rock could probably get a few good hits in, but this isn't the WWE. As soon as he'd go for the rock bottom, Aaron Donald would just get on top of him and start pummeling him. Much like the first one, I'm going to take Aaron Donald in that fight 10 out of 10 times. Alright, next fight we have is Bryson DeChambeau versus Brooks Koepka. Anybody who doesn't watch golf, these guys actually fucking hate each other. You're only gonna like one of these two. I like Brooks, I hate Bryson. I think he's a douchebag who wears metal cleats and fucks up the green for the entire game, but again, I'm also team Brooks. Anyway, if they got into a fist fight, it would obviously be golf related. Assuming they're not actually swinging golf clubs at each other and they're just using fists, Brooks would beat the shit out of Bryson. Bryson DeChambeau cries and moans and has people kicked out when people chant for Brooks near him or accidentally call him Brooks to troll him. How are you supposed to be able to defend yourself in a fight when you can't even take shit from fans? This guy's a millionaire. He's a professional golfer who plays on the PGA for a living, and he's asking people to get escorted out because they're calling him Brooksy. Bryson's a pussy. Brooks would beat his ass. Alright, up next, this fight's a little bit more unlikely to happen, but we got Eminem versus Kirk Cousins. The context of this fight is Kirk confronts Eminem at a concert because he doesn't like his language, and Eminem just socks him in the face. If this fight were to actually happen, Kirk would literally curl up in a ball like this and would just be pleading for Eminem to stop as Eminem is just wailing away on him. Like, I could maybe see it getting to a point where he needs to defend himself and Kirk actually getting, like, one really good punch in. But as soon as he connected, he'd be the guy to, like, be like, oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then Eminem would just charge at him again. I know Eminem's, like, almost 50 and Kirk's, like, 36, but no, man, I seriously think Shady's a scrappy dude and he's got some street cred. Thinking Eminem beats Kirk Cousins in a one-on-one fight any day. Alright, up next, because I feel like there's just some salty bad blood between these two somewhere, we got Jalen Hurts versus Tua Tagovailoa. Someday the Eagles and the Dolphins play, there's some shit being talked, and they get into a fight after the game. I feel like Jalen, because he's just in such tremendous shape, he would just eat punches to the point where Tua would tire himself out, and then Jalen would just grab him by the collar of his shirt and just literally pound him into the ground. Plus, Tua kind of comes off to me as a little bitch, so I could see him being like the little brother, you know, and then Jalen looking at him, and then Tua being like, oh shit! And then Jalen just fucking charging after him, tackling him, and then just shoving his face in the dirt until the point where Tua starts crying. Matter of fact, the reason the fight started is because Tua said Nick Saban liked me more, and Jalen just fucking lost it. Either way, Jalen's winning the fight. Alright, up next we have Aaron Judge versus Rudy Gobert. Two giants going at it, except one of them is a big giant, and one of them is not as tall of a giant, but a more jacked giant. Let's just say Rudy Gobert is in right field, and Aaron Judge is going to catch a ball, and Rudy grabs it from him. Aaron gets pissed, pulls him out of the stands onto the field, and the fight breaks out. This is an all-out brawl, but Rudy got momentum behind his hooks. I mean, he could do some damage because those things are going to be coming in like windmills. I think Rudy would just start swinging, but Aaron Judge would bring him to the ground, and as soon as they got on the ground, I feel like it'd be over. Aaron's just way too strong, man. He'd put him in like a chokehold. Shit, he might just grab him by the neck and start punching him wherever he can get him. I just feel like it wouldn't be good on the ground. If they stood on their feet and stayed on their feet the entire brawl, Rudy would stand a chance. But if it's an all-out fight and anything goes and you can tackle, Aaron Judge is going to win it. Alright, now this one I feel like is one of the most likely ones. We got Bill Belichick versus Pete Carroll. Right after a game, there's obviously some tempers flaring between those two at all times. What I think would happen is after the game, they'd go in for the handshake. I don't know who wins, it doesn't matter. Bill would ignore him. Pete would get pissed and shove him, and I would think that all this anger Bill has had over the years would just come out at that time. And Bill would it wouldn't just be like a beating. Like, I think Bill would literally get charged for attempted murder. I can just see him, like, Bill would literally just tackle Pete and just start socking him in the face as hard as he could. And you could literally hear Bill just talking shit the entire time. Just imagine it. Close your eyes and imagine this.
Yeah, take that, you gum-smacking horse.
And then Bill would just start seeing, like, apparitions of Eli Manning in his head, and he'd start getting more and more mad and start hitting him even harder. And then the players would be, like, breaking it up, and then Bill would start punching his players. It'd be like the scene from the Christmas Story, you know, when Ralphie tackles Farkas and he's just socking him in the face until there's blood coming out of his nose. And Ralphie's just screaming profanity the whole time. That's what it would look like. Alright, up next we got Kevin Durant versus LeBron James. They're in a bar, they're having some drinks, they get into it about the 2017, 2018 finals, whatever one. Some shit gets talked, they start shoving each other, it comes to the point of no return. Who's winning the fight? LeBron would be the one to start the fight and hit him first, and then as soon as Kevin Durant punched LeBron, LeBron would cry to the bartender to call the police. That's all that would happen. Plus, KD's got the reach. I know LeBron might be in better shape, but KD's got that the DK Metcalf, you know, if there was nobody to break up the fight, I still think KD would win because LeBron would just fold like a chair on the ground and hold his head and start crying. KD would just be swinging away, man. Kevin Durant ain't losing that fight. Alright, up next we have Skip Bayless versus Colin Cowherd. I got $1,000 on Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd has an irrational love for Sam Darnold and Carson Wentz. So let's say Skip Bayless is just drilling him, right? Colin Cowherd asks him to stop. Skip just doesn't stop. Colin starts to get a little red in the face. Skip says, what are you going to do about it? And shoves him. Colin just absolutely unloads one on him. Dude, I hate Skip Bayless. I'm not even sure what the age difference is there. They're both old. Colin Cowherd's not as old as Skip. But Colin Cowherd, to me, he seems like he's got that, like, explosive inner anger. Pretty sure it'd be like just one punch and Skip would fall to the ground and be absolutely out. But if it evolved into a little bit of a fight, I don't really know how it would look. I feel like it would just be like watching two really, really old men who don't really know how to fight attempt to fight. And I think Colin Cowherd being a little bit younger and having that inner anger explosiveness in him that I think he has, by the way, not even confirmed, just one Skip Bayless out cold. Matter of fact, he'd hit him so hard Skip Bayless would be an Eagles fan. Alright, and next up we got Kareem Hunt versus Joe Mixon. If you know, you know. I'm going to put it one way. I've seen Joe Mixon throw a mean right hook, and I haven't seen Kareem Hunt punch. I've seen him throw a little kick, but he hasn't punched. Joe Mixon is going to win if he throws anything like the punch I saw him throw back in college. Dude, he was a Like, it was fast, it was furious. Now, I'm not meaning to joke about it, I'm talking about it in a fighting context, but they're both about the same age. They're both in tremendous shape. You know, assuming this is a street fight and it's anything goes, Joe Mixon is bigger than him, and I think Joe Mixon's stronger than him. And I know Joe Mixon can fight, so I'm gonna take Joe Mixon on this one. In a hard-fought 3-minute brawl that just specifically ended because Kareem Hunt said, fuck it, I'm done, after taking about 15 punches to the head. Joe Mixon, he's your winner. Alright guys, and for the fan mail that I got today? Okay, so the first thing I got was from a guy named Theo. He sent me a letter and drew me a really nice drawing, and he actually sent me a bunch of cards too, one of them being a signed Josh Adams rookie card. But he also sent me a Tom Brady jersey, which I'm extremely happy about because, Theo, I don't have any Patriots apparel, so I actually really do appreciate this, man. Thank you so much, and you'll probably definitely see it in some skits. So I thought that was really awesome. He sent a bunch of other cards in like a magazine and stuff too, a really old magazine. It was a Sports Illustrated with an Antonio Brown Raiders on the front cover. Another package I got was from a fan named Gunner, who I was concerned as to why he sent me this because he spent $10 to send it, and I hate them, but he sent me a Bears 2020 program. But he then revealed he was 10 years old, and he also sent me a drawing of Tyreek, DK, and a letter. So thank you, Gunner, and yes, I will hang on to the Bears program for you. Dominic, a repeating guest, sent a drawing of Mike Gesicki. Dominic always does some really cool drawings like this. He's a repeating guest about every week, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Dominic. Oh, I think this was from Theo as well. This was really cool too. He literally made a timeline of my YouTube from when I started all the way to now, and all the highs and the lows, like me getting signed by G Fuel and then throwing 5 picks in a video and breaking a controller and stuff like that. So I thought that was really funny. From a Steelers fan, oh, this was from Peyton. Peyton also sent me a, let me redo that. Peyton is a Steelers fan who sent me a drawing, a letter, and then it's on the other side of the room, but I'll go get it. You were nice enough to send it to me, so, I think this is from Peyton. A Minnesota Wild card. I got this from somebody. I think it was you, right? But thank you for that. I had another drawing and a letter here. I'm not sure who this is from, and I don't know where the envelope is anymore, but he's just telling me that a fan of mine, they're a Bears fan, and they want to know who my favorite WWE wrestler is and what my favorite match of all time is. My favorite wrestler is John Cena. My favorite match of all time would probably be John Cena versus AJ Styles, Royal Rumble 2017. Other than that, CM Punk, Undertaker, WrestleMania 29. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 29, CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam 2013, I think. There's a lot of good ones, but thank you. And the last one I got, this was from Bennett Johnson, but he sent me like 4 or 5 different letters. A bunch of cool art and stuff, but yeah, it was a lot to read. Basically, Bennett's an Eagles fan. He likes the Bills because of me. At least that's what I got out of it. And then, yeah, just a bunch of really cool drawings. So thank you, Bennett, and thank you to anybody who sent anything to my fan mail this week. I'm sorry I messed the video up, but at least I tried my best to show what I got. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for today's video. I'm going to wrap it up really quick because I do have to get this thing edited now because I don't want to be late for SmackDown. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I will be on Twitch at some point, guys. I'm sorry, and thank you all for being patient. I've just been busy. It was my mom's birthday. I got SmackDown. I got all sorts of stuff to do this week. So hopefully be on Twitch either later tonight or tomorrow morning. Anyway, guys, aside from that, if you like this video, you already know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe, turn the notifications on. I try to post every single day. With all that stuff being said, I'm going to hop off and edit this so you guys can watch it on time. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and as always, I will see you in the next video.